State government expresses confidence in National Boundary Commission to resolve boundary disputes between states. Akwa Ibom State Forum of former local government chairman dissociates itself from publication by leak of former local government chairman. South-South Regional Convention of Methodist Church in Nigeria rounded off in Ikorebe. Details shortly. Good morning. This is Channel 45 News reaching you from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. I am Akaniyene Upon. The state government has expressed confidence that the National Boundary Commission would determine boundary between Akwa Ibom and neighboring states to allow for peace and development in the areas. The State Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, expressed confidence during a 3-day working visit to the state by members of the National Boundary Commission. Patience John tells us more.
The Deputy Governor said already the boundary issue between Akwa Ibom and Rivers State has been taken care of by the National Boundary Commission, while that of Cross River State will soon be resolved. On the boundary problem with Abia State, which involve Ika, Smekbo, Oborokara, and in the local government areas, the Deputy Governor explained that discussions are on, while the two states have agreed to live in peace. The Deputy Governor pointed out that the meeting with members of the Commission, led by the Director General, Dr. Mohammed Hamed, has afforded them the opportunity to discuss boundary problems and other related matters as they affect Akwa Ibom State and its neighbors with a view to finding solutions.
This therefore was necessary so that we can brief ourselves and raise issues that we think they ought to know with regards to our boundaries. I must say that we had very fruitful discussions. They've had to mediate on a number of boundary problems which we've had with our sister states, the Cross River State, the River State, now Abia State. There are still some knots to be untied. We're satisfied with what they are doing to ensure that our boundary problems are being sorted out one after the other.
Later at the dinner, in honor of the visitors, which had the head of civil service, Mrs. Ekirebo Akpan, in attendance, the Director General of National Boundary Commission, Dr. Hamed, said that the Commission will work with stakeholders in the affected states to deliver on its mandate. He stressed the need to protect borders, which include airspace, water, and land, by demarcating territories to avoid chaos and security threats. Dr. Hamed assured that the Commission will pursue its assignment with zeal to allow for peace in the country, while appreciating the state government for its hospitality.
So we have carried out works attending to serious problems with success, thanks to the good people of the state and their neighbors. And we feel that in this special circumstance of Abia Akwa Ibom interstate boundary, that is the second, the greater part of the discussion, we would pursue these remaining issues methodically, scientifically, and with the conscience of habitus at first, and with the need to do it forward.
Patience John reporting.
The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Nofio Luke, has expressed happiness that Akwa Ibom State is the first in the South-South region to host the Danish ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Getaman Tobin, and wife. Mr. Luke told the ambassador that Akwa Ibom State has a population of about 5 million people, which is noted for peace and hospitality. The Speaker told his visitors that Akwa Ibom State is endowed with massive infrastructural development, which is beckoning on investors to tap from. While promising to support the Danish embassy in Nigeria at all times, Mr. Luke spoke of the desire of the State House of Assembly to maintain linkages with Denmark.
As a legislator, we would want a linkage between this legislature and Denmark as a whole, using the vehicle of the embassy, which you are the head. And in that, we will be looking at the areas of capacity building. Is there any possibility that we have a provincial or a state legislature where we can have a linkage as a sister legislature, where we can exchange ideas? We look at the practices there, we compare with us.
The ambassador of the Republic of Denmark to Nigeria, Mr. Getterman Torben, said he was pleased to meet people who are looking towards shaping the future of the state and Nigeria. Ambassador Torben observed that Nigeria is a country with so many possibilities which could be tapped for overall development. He spoke of the interest and expertise of Denmark in clean environment and waste management technology, which he hoped could be transferred to Nigeria.
It's a very crucial element, because you never know what can happen if you're not disposing of it the right way. So I'm absolutely convinced that we also can help you there. And I'm very open to foster relations between your state and relevant authorities, relevant persons in Denmark, institutions in Denmark, where you can exchange views, learn from each other. Because as you rightly said, we can learn from you, because
the ambassador was presented with a souvenir by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Victor Antai, has commended the Akwa Ibom State Forum of former Local Government Council Chairman for its support to Governor Udom Emmanuel's administration. The Commissioner made the commendation during a meeting with members of the forum at the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Elijah Edid was there. The report.
Mr. Antai described the unflinching support and loyalty given by the forum to the present administration as a show of solidarity. He urged the forum to continue to support Governor Udom Emmanuel in order to maintain the mandate they gave to the governor, even at the face of distractions by its opposition.
I thank you for the show of love you have given to my dear governor. I also wish to use this opportunity to assure you that as soon as he gets back into town, I will deliver this very show of love to him.
A 5-point communique issued by the forum at the end of the meeting and read by the forum's committee chairman, Barrister Uweme Kandem condemned a publication by the so-called Akwa Ibom League of Former Local Government Chairmen on the nation's newspaper of 1st February, in which the league gave reasons for supporting Omana Koromana, saying that it is prejudicial for the group to discuss a matter still pending before the Supreme Court. The forum queried the claim by the league that the political struggle is based on equity, justice and fairness, pointing out that Uyo and Ikot Ekpene Senatorial Districts had their turn, and that it is the turn of Eke Senatorial District and not Uyo Senatorial Districts which Omana Koromana represents. It also condemned attempts by the so-called league to cause disharmony between the people of Akwa Ibom State and Yorubas and Fulanis by misrepresenting Akwa Ibom State government in its commitment to fostering unity of the Nigerian nation. The forum reaffirmed its support and loyalty to the Akwa Ibom State government under the leadership of Governor Udom Emmanuel.
That we condemn in its entirety the contemptuous discussion of a matter still pending before the Supreme Court by the so-called League of Former Local Government Chairmen. It is therefore prejudicial for the so-called League to make the matter a subject of public debate. It is now the turn of Eke Senatorial District, the reason which informed the massive support of Akwa Ibom people for Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel in the April 11, 2015 gubernatorial elections. that we hereby reaffirm our unflinching support and loyalty for the government of Akwa Ibom State under the able leadership of His Excellency Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel.
After 35 years of dedicated service to Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation, the Deputy Director Production Radio Service, Mr. Nyeti Idok, has bowed out of the corporation. A reception in his honor at AKBC transmitting station, Taginyang, had in attendance the Director General of AKBC, Pastor Nyeti Ukwe, Chairman Internal Revenue Service and Permanent Secretary, Budget Office, Pastor Nicholas Ekarika, Permanent Secretary, Government House, Pastor Basu Moore, Head of Programs, Mrs. Edemewan Udo, and staff of AKBC Radio. Uzoma Onyinyechi filed this report.
The Director General of AKBC, Pastor Nyeti Ukwe, commended Mr. Nyeti Idok for successfully serving AKBC for 35 years, stressing that his contributions and dedication to duty has made AKBC to stand tall among broadcasting houses in the country. He listed Platform, one of the programs anchored by Mr. Nyeti Idok, as one of the best programs in AKBC, pointing out that with the experience garnered over the years, the retiree will still be useful in his career, and pray God's blessings on him.
And it has been a very great asset to the broadcast family in Akwa Ibom State. He has set a lot of milestones, and he's done a lot, and his name will forever be remembered as somebody who paid his dues in the development of broadcasting in Akwa Ibom State. We sorely miss him, and this is more like a departure from the family. But we are happy that he's not dead, he's still doing their life, he's retiring.
The Permanent Secretary, State Budget Office, Pastor Nicholas Ekarika, who praised the occasion, said he is happy to identify with the success story of the retiree, Mr. Nyeti Idok, stressing that it is usually a thing of joy for one to work for 35 years and retire alive. He appealed to him not to retire home, but to go into other ventures to further contribute to the development of the society.
Yeah, I am here to join the AKBC family in celebrating a man whose name is a family name, not only in AKBC, but in Akwa Ibom State. Nyeti Idok. Is that loyalty personified?
The retiree, Mr. Nyeti Idok, expressed his gratitude to God for the gifts of life and good health during his service years. He appreciated the management of AKBC for providing him the platform which enabled him to attain great heights, and assured the corporation of his continuous support even as he retired from the service.
Thank God for a day like this. When I started my service some 35 years ago, I knew that a day like this will come that we would say bye-bye to the services. But we return all glory to God for His mercies. Don't you forget that we came back many, but we've lost so many of us. Some of them are with God. So it is not because of our righteousness that we are alive. It is not because of our faithfulness. It is not because of our holiness, but it is that the good Lord has decided to be merciful unto us.
Others who spoke at the occasion were the Director of News and Current Affairs, Comfort Umana, Director of Programs, Edemewan Udo, and the Head of Presentation, Mrs. Mabon Udo, poured encomium on Mr. Nyeti Idok.
To that was what I call the post-it cricket harvest. Thank you for putting in 55 years, and to give God glory because this job is taxing, thankless. But He has put in all His capacities, He's giving a beautiful energy. I think that He's giving us today, we should go. He's already into the gospel, we should go and preach the gospel.
So he's very, very intelligent. He was head of programs at ABAC and head of OB outside broadcast, and he was always there in the stadium or wherever it happened, the venue, and collected the program and brought to us. When he came back, maybe a little bit late, I was why are you late? He said, I had to go for the program. So he was very, very hardworking while with us.
That's telling the story that he was telling. So you see, he has known Anietie from different perspectives. And I know that all of you have written different things about Anietie. And if we were supposed to write a book on Anietie, people will write different things about it.
Congratulations to Mr. Nietie Idok, wishing him well. Football has been described as a unity tool among the people. The Commissioner for Rural Development, Barsai Kong Samson, stated this during the final of the second edition of Prince Inyang Football Tournament in Ikorabasi local government area. Details of this and other stories when we return. Please don't go away. Football has been described as a unity tool among the people. The Commissioner for Rural Development, Barrister Kong Samson, stated this during the final of the second edition of Prince Inyang Football Tournament in Ikorabasi local government area. ARNOPOL reports that Ukumete Clan Football Club won the 2016 trophy after beating Umokon Football Club 1-0 in the second half of the match. The report.
Prince Inyang Football Tournament is a yearly football competition sponsored by Prince Inyang to foster unity among the different clans that make up the Ikorabasi local government area. In the second edition of the competition over the weekend, the initiator of the tournament, Prince Inyang, performed the kick-off. Prince Inyang said for many years he thought about what to give back to the community that added value to his life and came up with the tournament. The tournament, Prince Inyang said, is aimed at turning youth's attention from criminal activities and other social vices capable of ruining their future.
So if people can see that sport can also be a professional. Please, play with scholarship, we're not injury.
The match started with the two teams trying to outsmart each other with different tactics till the first half ended 0-0. Tension grew in the 25 minutes into the second half of the game when an attacker from Umokon made his way into the penalty box of the opponent but missed a goal at a very close range. 5 minutes later, luck came the way of Ukumete as a midfielder, Ikwerebasi, with jersey number 12, scored the only goal of the match. Addressing the gathering after the match, the Commissioner for Rural Development, Barrister Kong Samson, and the member representing him in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Emmanuel Ekpeyon, who is also the Chief Whip, lauded the initiator for having interest of the people of Ikorabasi at heart.
The sponsor does not hold any cash office. He speaks his hands into his pockets and sponsors this important event. For this, God bless you.
What I want to say is a big thank you to the host for remembering his people and trying to power or any politician or anyone is doing because we have the people at mind.
Award were presented to the match commissioner. Best behaved team, Edemeya, most valuable player, highest goal scorer, best goalkeeper, while the winner of the tournament, Ukumete team, lifted the trophy. The winning team also went home with 200,000 naira. Second place winner took 150,000 naira, while the third place winner, Korete FC, took home 100,000 naira. The manager of the winning team, Nyamudoikbu, and the only goal scorer, who was the man of the match, Ikwerebasi, expressed their gratitude thus.
Winning this edition cup, we are so happy with Inyanya and pray to God that we should help God. So the winning came as a result of hard work.
The event also featured presentation of an excellent award by Trolls and Glamour Television to Prince Inyang for his magnanimity. ARNOPOL reporting.
Finals offerings in Yang Football Tournament in Ikorabasi. The South-South Regional Convention of the Methodist Church in Nigeria has ended with a church on Christians to genuinely repent, absolutely surrender and obey the Lord's commandments in order to prosper and bear physical, biological, and academic fruits. The Prelate Methodist Church in Nigeria, Dr. Samuel Chukwuemeka Ochie, gave the charge while addressing Methodist faithful who were at the Ikonek Benin Township Stadium for the convention. The report.
The address centered on the theme, Chosen to Bear Fruit, drawn from John chapter 14, verse 16. Dr. Samuel Uche said only believers who absolutely depend on God will bear acceptable spiritual, biological, economic, and occupational fruits. He urged members of the Methodist Church Nigeria to shun hypocrisy, corruption, looting of public funds, sinful acts, and be truthful and faithful to God in the payment of their tithes.
So if you live in obedience to the word of God, you will bear much fruit. You will reap the fruit of your labor. You will be very, very prosperous. So Almighty will bless you only if you obey His word. What is God's condition?
The South-South Regional Conference, which drew Methodists from Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Bayelsa, and Rivers States, as well as the 4 archdioceses of Calabar, Uyo, Ikonek Benin, and Port Harcourt, also featured presentations by various choirs. Those who participated in the life-changing meetings, the effects of the teachings will remain, while the fortunes of believers of the gospel will witness changes in all spheres of their lives.
And the aim of this convention is to bring transformation. Transformation of lives, transformation of the society. Great blessing for the people of this area, for the whole individual Methodist Church Nigeria, and the host of bishops and archbishops to come and rain down the blessings upon the land.
Staff of Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation AKBC, Local Government Service Commission, friends, sympathizers, and well-wishers converged on Salvation Army Primary School Ikorosekong Eket Local Government at the weekend to pay their last respects to the late Deaconess Mfon Moffat, Mother of Blessing Moffat, of the Programs Directorate of Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation. The funeral service was conducted by the Apostolic Church Ikorosekong. In his homily, the district pastor Samuel Effiong, who spoke on the topic, "I know one day I will die," urged Christians to surrender their lives to God, knowing that one day they will die. He admonished the people to number their days and turn away from sin in order to make heaven.
There is a time, and when that time comes, I will die. Man, I'm for born them, everlasting life.
A biography read by the deceased grandchild, Brother Ugochukwu Melvin Du, described the late Deaconess Moffat as social crusader and peacemaker who resolved many conflicts. The late Deaconess Moffat was also said to be a great supporter of church activities. The deceased was also described as a prayer warrior and a woman who stood by what she believed.
Called upon to broker peace. Her home was a converging point for young couples eager to draw from her wealth of wisdom on marriage and family life.
In an interview, the deceased daughter Blessing Moffat and son Elshid Moffat described their late mother as a loving and caring woman who cares for her children and others.
One thing I'll never forget about her is that she never believed in impossibilities. She just believed that everything was possible. And she was a very prayerful woman.
She was very, very protective.
You can't do anything to her children without she reacting. So she was kind of a protective type. She likes protecting the children and giving us sound and good advice. We'll miss her for that.
High points of the events were choir administration and presentation of condolence messages. The remains of the late Deaconess Mfon Moffat were laid to rest at her residence, Ikoroso Ekong, Eket local government area. You can also watch AKBC TV news online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Uyo or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. To end the news, another look at the top stories. The state government has expressed confidence in the ability of the National Boundary Commission to resolve boundary disputes between states. The state deputy governor, Mr. Moses Eko, made the commendation when he received members of the National Boundary Commission who were in the state for a 3-day visit. We also brought you a report that the South-South Regional Convention of the Methodist Church Nigeria has ended in Ikorebene. That's a package this Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for being there. Remember, Akwa Ibom State belongs to all of us. Let's all rise to the faith of its greatness. Dakada, good morning.